Hello guys, welcome back to your channel, 1000 Manga Recap. In the last episode, we saw Qing'er thinking about Wu Chen. Now, let's move forward. We see Qing'er's message. 48 hours later, go to Beijing Airport's cafe lounge. Someone will be waiting. 2 days later, Wu Chen wonders, what's going on? We see an auntie blink her eyes. Wu Chen thinks, this auntie is. The auntie says, get in the car. Wu Chen is surprised. We see the auntie remove her mask. She is Qing'er. Qing'er says, after the situation in Pengchao, I'm being watched too closely by second young master and his group. I could only meet you like this. I had no choice. She continues, come sit. Both the Lu family and Ding family have checked through the little situation between you and Ding Ruilong. In the eyes of the two families, all you've done is mess around like children fighting for a woman. For example, you got rid of 2 of Ruilong's people. To both families, these 2 lives are worth nothing. The reason Ding Ruilong can do whatever he wants is because the elders of the Ding family have a huge ulterior motive. Got it? Wu Chen sits and says, looks like you have a slight issue with this target. Qing'er says, precisely. In this little project, the person in charge of the Lu family is indeed my husband. He got too close to the opposing Saudi Arabian prince. Wu Chen asks, so what you're saying is that you want me to get rid of those photos with the third husband? Qing'er replies, I know my husband very well, and I can't bear to go against him. Where do I have time to sneak off? That's why, Wu Chen, you have to help me get rid of those photos first. Second, cooperate with me again and find a way to get 30% of the Lu family's returns back. 1 hour later, Wu Chen calls Zhao Zi. Hey, little Zhao, it's me. Recently, did Dong Chenggang fly frequently from Huaxia or the Middle East to your 11th district? At the same time, in the 11th district, a club in Ginza, we see a man named Dong Chenggang. He is the Dong family's 2nd generation in power, Dong Yuantao's father. Zhao Zi says, recently, there's a customer that was entangled with other people. How come Mr. Wu is following this guy's situation so closely? Wu Chen says, little Zhao, I'll say it straight. I need Dong Chenggang's quotes on the Middle East project segments. Could you help get rid of them? Zhao Zi says, everyone's sacrifice would be significant in completing Mr. Wu's task. How does Mr. Wu plan to compensate everyone? Zhao Zi says to Dong, Mr. Dong, how about we change to a place where we can enjoy drinking and take our time? Dong says, sure. We see Dong immediately come closer and start kissing. Zhao Zi says, Mr. Dong, could you please take a shower first? Dong says, I'll go. Scene shifts. We see Zhao pick up Dong's PC and quickly manipulate, copying information. 3 minutes later, Dong comes back after taking a bath. Zhao Zi says, Mr. Dong, we don't need to rush. Come, let's drink some wine first. Dong says sensually, okay, drink wine. The next day, we see Wu Chen smiling. Li Ruobing angrily says, how many days has it been since you left Hong Kong? Say it yourself, why didn't you even call me once? Wu Chen comes closer to Li Ruobing. Li Ruobing angrily says, what are you doing? You better not think I'll just. Wu Chen suddenly starts kissing Li Ruobing. Li Ruobing gets surprised. 3 minutes later, Li Ruobing says, so annoying. Fine, there's no point getting angry, explain yourself. Wu Chen smiles and says, the situation at Xiao Dai's site is being dragged to Ding Ruilong, so I had to spend some time getting rid of the real estate project in Pengchao. Li Ruobing, surprised, says, losing the real estate project isn't just losing a few $100 million, good. Since you're so capable, I'll forget what you did earlier, and I forgive you. Wu Chen says while teasing, you forgave me with that? I haven't even shown you my true feelings yet. We see Li Ruobing's eyes fill with love. Wu Chen says while giving her flowers, here, for my dear Miss Li, during the month and 6 days we were apart, I never stopped thinking about you. Li Ruobing blushes and says, I never thought you'd be able to give flowers. She continues, hold on. This isn't your style. Tell me, are you trying to trick me again? Wu Chen says while hugging her, ha, no wonder you're my Ruobing. You're so smart. I really do love you. He tells Li Ruobing the full situation about the 4 big families in the Middle East and the project. Li Ruobing says, so that's what happened. Now what? Wu Chen says, I need to get rid of the Li family's 3rd husband and the princess's private photos that are with Ding Ruilong. Doing it in his territory isn't easy. We need to lure him back to the east. Ruobing, let's work together to put out a show for him. This is my idea, I'll go back to the east to have fun and book a room with a drunk woman, and you catch me in the act. Even though my previous lovers had a huge reputation, you didn't care. But this time, you saw through my true nature, thinking that someone like me from the city would always be a low-class person. Then we have a heated argument and break up. When Ding Ruelong hears about this situation, he will definitely turn into a greedy dog, almost instantly coming to the east to welcome you and be overly courteous. Li Ruobing says, even if we broke up, he wouldn't follow me. Maybe I have to take one more look. Wu Chen says, love, you think this way, but Ding Ruelong won't think the same. He only thinks that without me, you'd follow him. That's why, Ruobing, you should ignore him completely. The more you ignore him, the more he'll try to grab your attention, and I'll have more time to get rid of the photos. Li Ruobing says cutely, looks like I don't have to purposefully do anything. Fine, I'll agree to this. But once this is all over, I want you to properly accompany me. Wu Chen says, I'll do it even if you don't say it. Even though we haven't seen each other for a month, I'll still think of you. A day later, Ding Ruelong happily says, huh? Are you Bing and that bastard broke up? Are you absolutely sure? Ha ha, good. Good. He thinks, the opportunity has finally arrived. Li Ruobing, you are still mine. I'll go to the east to save you. Another half a day later, we see Wu Chen watching Ding Ruelong. Wu Chen says, Ding Ruelong, you are one of the greediest dogs, coming a lot earlier than I expected. Scene shifts. We see Wu Chen thinking, Ding Ruelong, you're too conceited, thinking that things in your hands would be the safest, and the photos aren't backed up, yet you still want to admire the tricks that you took from other people. This is good. That's why I wrote something specifically for your system. Once you click on the Li family's third husband's photo, the system will use the computer's camera to confirm your identity. And when you close the file, the program will initiate, and all the photos will be completely wiped. We see Wu Yurong's house. Wu Chen says, Ms. Yurong, I have something to ask. Listen closely, about the Middle East. Wu Yurong stops him. We see Wu Yurong become playful. She says sensually, I don't want to hear anything right now. It's been over a month. Do you know how unbearable it is every night? Wu Yurong takes Wu Chen to the room. She says, I want to use all of these toys at once, right now. Wu Chen is shocked. He says, but it's still morning, Ms. Yurong. Wu Yurong pushes Wu Chen on the bed and says, I don't care if it's morning or night. Right now, I want you to be with me. She says sensually while sitting on Wu Chen, now shut your mouth and feel. The game starts. 5 hours later, Wu Yurong blushes and says, you're really great, little husband. No surprise that being by your side is a lot more interesting. I'll go take a shower first, and then I'll show you something later. Wu Chen smiles and says, sure. Half an hour later, Wu Yurong says while teasing, come here, you naughty guy. She continues, I haven't seen you for over a month. All I could think about was what you looked like, so I had the design department create multiple autumn-style outfits based on my ideas. Do you see anything you like? Wu Chen says, whatever Ms. Yurong designs, I like them all. Any set of clothes would definitely be good. We see Wu Yurong getting impatient. She says, stop talking so much and try one on to see how it looks. Wu Chen puts on a coat and asks, how is it, Ms. Rong? With a naughty smile, Wu Yurong replies, little husband, I'm already thinking about you. She sits on Wu Chen. Wu Chen then says, I've been here for a while now and haven't said anything about business. Let's talk about it first. Wu Yurong, with a playful glint in her eye, says, bastard. Go ahead. Wu Chen explains, the Wu family is entering the Middle East project on behalf of the Dong family. Wu Yurong responds, so that's how it is, but my family's strongest area is in apparel. I can't be like the Dong family, giving up more than half of the family's assets to gamble it away. And most of my money is used to corner Ding Ruelong. Wu Chen outlines his plan, Ms. Rong, this is my plan, my company will gradually launch a few projects, with Sun Lon Group as the sole advertising sponsor. This would give Sun Lon Group the opportunity to grow. You can collaborate with Qingying again to establish a high-end jewelry brand, giving special offerings to each country's royal family. With this, it completely erases the problem of not having enough money. Once the Lu family and the Wu family are allied, you could once again let the three families, the Ding, Lu, and Ma families, invest in the two brands. Then, replacing the Dong family with the Wu family won't have any more problems. Wu Yurong, pleased, says, looks like you've been busy doing big things behind my back during your month away. Wu Chen teases, you're the one getting more and more naughty, Ms. Rong. Half a day later, in Shanghai. A lady says, little E, today's training ends here. Let's start to get off work. We see Xiaodia's phone ring. She answers, little brother Gu, what is it? Gu Rui says, Ms. Zhuang, a large client's business suddenly came to us. It's inconvenient to give details on the phone. Bring Zhou Yi to the office. Xiaodai replies, alright, little Gu. At the office, Gu Rui says, Ms. Zhuang, this is Lin Zong. Lin Zong, it's better for you to say it personally to Ms. Zhuang. Lin Zong introduces himself, Greetings, ladies. I used to have a coal business, and it's considered a small family fortune. Recently, I've been interested in Ms. Zhou, from her beauty to her talent, and I have a bold idea. I'm willing to offer 2 billion to sign Ms. Zhou's transferable contract. From now on, I'll be Ms. Zhou's career advisor and manager. I hope Ms. Xuan won't reject this idea. Xiao Dai, surprised, asks, little brother Gu, this was your large business? We see Xiaoyi looking jealous and angry. Lin Zong continues, Ms. Xuan's most recent short film is a hit, but the profit for a single episode hasn't even broken through 1 million. To gain 2 billion, even in the right time and place, you still need 3 to 5 years. I feel you don't need to think about it. Gu Rui smiles and says, excuse me, Lin Zong, I'll have to talk with Ms. Xuang outside for a moment. Outside, Xiao Dai says, little brother Gu, shouldn't we ask Mr. Wu about this type of situation? Gu Rui responds, we're investing too much into her with little returns, Ms. Xuang. Zhou hasn't been on board for a month, and she doesn't have any special bond with us. This transfer would give us a pure profit of more than 1.9 billion. I think Mr. Wu would agree with this too. If the company has this amount of excess funds, we can find more inexperienced people, and developing them to Zhou's current level would be too easy. Xiao Dai, happily, thinks, we'd earn 1.9 billion for Mr. Wu. This way, I won't just be someone who causes him trouble anymore. Lin Zong asks, do we have a result from the 2 bosses? Xiao Dai says, I think, we can. Suddenly, Xiaoyi shouts, this Lin Zong is only claiming it's for my development, but anyone can see he just wants my body and support. But I'm Wu Chen's woman. Mr. Wu would never agree to this plan. Xiao Dai and Gu Rui are both surprised. Gu Rui slowly asks, huh? Ms. Xuan, she's Mr. Wu's woman? When did this happen? How come I wasn't informed? Xiao Dai, equally puzzled, says, has this ever happened? I don't know either. Gu Rui, running, says, then let's not guess anymore. I'll give Mr. Wu a call. Gu Rui calls Wu Chen. Wu Chen, surprised, says, what? You're asking if Zhou is my woman? He thinks, last time Zhou voluntarily sacrificed herself was when she was in serious trouble. Would this time be the same? And for my long-term plan, her role isn't small either. He says, Mr. Gu, put Lin Zong's plan on hold for now. We'll discuss this further once I arrive in Shanghai tomorrow. If you like my video, please share and subscribe.